Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris Clouet. I work as a special advisor to the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Miguel Cardona. And we're here today to talk about tips, the 3 R's for learning from home, tips for stressed families. We're all feeling stressed. This is a new environment for all of us, students, parents, other family members. This is new, and the fact that it's so novel does make it a little bit stressful for many. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how adults in households where school children, ages pre-K through high school, are continuing their learning from home. And this is a transition. It's a new day for all of us. Participating in this discussion today are parents, teachers, members of the State Department of Education staff, and some students. The examples and tips offered are meant to be helpful and to be adapted to the unique circumstances of each household. First, let's begin with some words from Dr. Miguel Cardona, a dad, an educator, and the Commissioner of Education for the state of Connecticut.
Thanks, Chris. And thank you for what you're doing and for everyone that's a part of this, for putting together this tremendously important video on distance learning from home and how to manage that as a parent. Let me tell you, first and foremost, I'm a father. I have 2 children. One's in 8th grade, one is in 10th grade, and I too am dealing with the same struggles that you're dealing with. If they're having a hard time with math homework or getting on, or their internet sometimes doesn't work well, how do we handle that? What do we do? I'll be honest with you, sometimes I just have to take a deep breath and remind my kids to take a deep breath and say, you know what, just take a step back. Take a step back, because we're not trying to replicate what you were doing before COVID. What we're trying to do is just keep your learning going, and it's really important as parents that we just take a deep breath and realize, do the very best you can to keep a positive attitude, to support your kids, not only academically. Sometimes we focus on academics, but the reality is they're dealing with the realization that they're not going to go back into the buildings and be with their friends or have those end of the year activities that they were used to. I know for my kids, my daughter's in 8th grade, and she realized that the play that she was going to be a part of is no longer going to happen. And that was tough. So as parents, just, it's okay to pause for a second with the academics and just attend to their emotional needs, their social needs. And don't forget, you're not expected to work miracles. We appreciate what you're doing to support the learning of your children. And we know that it's not easy. Take it easy, take care of yourself, and just remember that we're gonna get through this together, and that this is a marathon, this is not a sprint. And we're going to need your endurance and stamina for later too. So pace yourself and know that we're behind you 100%. And we appreciate everything you're doing for your children. I wish you a lot of health and happiness, continued success. And whatever this pandemic brings to you and your family, I hope and pray for a quick recovery and that you're able to get on your feet and move forward. Together, we're going to be stronger after this and united. Good luck. Have a great remainder of the school year.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Cardona. Now we're going to begin with the first of our 3 R's. The 3 R's are routines, relationships, and reassurance. We're going to start with routines. Beginning the conversation today will be a member of our State Department of Education staff and a mom, Lisa Lomenzo. Lisa, tell me, how is it going for you?
Hi, Chris. It is a work in progress for sure, as I'm sure it is for everyone else. Like Chris mentioned, I'm the proud educator and mother of 2 boys, ages 11 and 14. During this segment on routines, you're going to hear from us and our kids. What you're going to find throughout is there is no one right way to do things. You should do what works for your family. Let us begin with Giancarlo, my 8th grade son, who will share with you his take on how to use space.
Hello, my name is Giancarlo Lomenzo, and I'm an 8th grader. This is my brother, Luca Lomenzo. He's a 5th grader. This is my mom, Lisa Lomenzo. She works for the Connecticut State Department of Education. So the question I'm here to answer is, how do you use your space when the kids are on distance learning and the parents are working from home? Well, I have 3 pieces of advice for you. 1, find a place where you can concentrate. On a typical day, me and my family work in the dining room and living room. That's best for us because we have our spots to put our laptops, and it's way comfortable. 2, be prepared. Use a container to keep all your materials like pens, papers, and even chargers, like this one right here we have on our table. And 3, be flexible. You should make your space for your family. Also, if one of your family members is on a Zoom call or online call, let them use headphones so you guys can get your work done too. Or go in another room so you all can get your work done. Remember, there's not one spot you have to use for distance learning and working from home. You can use your living room, dining room, and even your room. Do what you can with the space that you have.
Okay, Mrs. Smith, I think you are going to pick up after this.
Thank you so much, Giancarlo. How the routine works for the Smith home. Miss Smith's mom wakes up. I make breakfast for the 3 school-age children. I call them down to our kitchen. The table is large enough for them and their learning tools. And we work about maybe in 2-hour shifts. So the first 2 hours, they're doing their academics. I'm hovering about making sure they're answering their attendance questions and so on, and any help that they may need. After that, we might do the gym portion or just a mental breather per se. We'll go either in the living room, do some exercises, or some of them have gym homework that are given on several days. We might go outside if the weather permits, and then we'll come back to regroup and also finish up any tasks that may have been incomplete during the first 2-hour session. Really, that's how it goes on a typical day, not all the time.
Next, Megan Alabicki-Flick with the Department of Education.
Thanks so much for sharing that info, Lisa and Mrs. Smith. Routines are so important, but in our household, with a 4-year-old pre-K student and a 5-year-old kindergartner, plus working parents, it's not always possible to do school at certain times during the day. So for us, a school schedule and routine means that we go through the subjects in the same order each day. Our school district and pre-K programs enable us to help our sons complete their work when it fits. So that's just what we do. While we may not do tasks at the same time every day, following the same order has helped our family's routine. Here's a visual of our day shared by Charlie and Henry, my sons.
Charlie and Henry are going to walk you through our daily schedule. Charlie, what's first?
Math,
And then?
science,
And then?
reading,
After that we do?
foundations,
Then?
writing,
And Henry, last but not least, we do?
specials,
That's right.
not blastaways.
Do we do the same things at the same time every day?
No, it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work for our family. So we do it when it fits, but we always use the same order.
Next, Dominic Cipollone is going to add his voice as a parent, and he has a video to share as well. Thank you for being here.
So good morning, everyone. It's clear that we're all living in sort of like a Groundhog Day. So we raised 3 children, one back from college, but I want to talk about my son in particular. He attends St. Vincent Special Needs School, and he has some profound disabilities. So routines are very important to him, and we've created a certain structure at home where, in fact, Monday through Thursday, his teachers call in, so we video, we do OT on Monday, speech on Tuesday, special ed on Wednesday, and PT on Thursday. So the use of time is critical because, we have these sessions and he has a regimented program. And for parents, this has created, it's a lot of heavy lifting, but we all know it's a labor of love. These are our precious children, and we know that, kids who have more needs thrive on the interactions with the wonderful people at their schools. And Francesco attends St. Vincent Special Needs School, which is, in my opinion, the best school in Connecticut. You have amazing people working there. So, we use the space. We have some of his equipment here. We're fortunate to have his equipment here at home. And there's the academic work with the learning piece and the physical activities, whether he's in the stander, And then, you know, activities outside. We get him outside as much as we can when the weather permits. And the video piece I want to share is Francesco using his walking apparatus. We took a little walk with him, and it was a beautiful walk. Thank you.
There you go.
Come on. I'm not pushing. You're doing it all by yourself.
Gee, what do I got to put a quarter pounder in front of you? Yeah? Mommy can't push you. You got to move those legs.
They're getting crisscross.
I hope you enjoyed that.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Very much appreciated. Right now, we're going to take a look at a few sample schedules. These were schedules that were curated from various districts by our colleague Irene Parisi, the Chief Academic Officer, and they give you a sense of what some schools have put out there. So obviously, there's the home schedule that you adapt to your own particular household, and then there are suggestions from schools. And what you're seeing now are a few examples of that that you could consider adapting to your own household needs. All right, our next R is relationships, and we will begin with our friend Judy Carson, who's a member of the State Department of Education. And Judy, welcome, and thank you for being here and offering your insights.
Thanks, Chris. I want to talk about a triangle. We know that student success depends on a triangle of 3 relationships. At the bottom of the triangle is the student at one corner and the parent at the other. And this relationship is the foundation. As parents, you know your child better than anyone else does, and you are vital to their well-being and learning. But parents can't and don't need to be experts or have all the answers. And as you heard from the earlier speakers, there is no one size fits all. What matters most right now is the relationship with your child. Did you know that one of the most important factors in student success is a parent's encouragement and belief their child can succeed? Let your child know that this is new for everyone and might be confusing at times, but you have confidence in them. The third corner at the top of the triangle is teachers. The student-teacher relationship has always been important, but right now, the parent-teacher relationship is more critical than ever. Teachers are working hard to connect with students and parents, but if you have a concern, please reach out to your child's teacher and let them know. There are other school professionals like counselors and social workers that can also be your learning partners. Schools and families are on the same team, and together we can help our children and each other get through this difficult time.
Great, thank you. Very well said. Mrs. Smith, could you add your insights on relationships?
Sure. First off, let me say happy Appreciation Week, Teacher Appreciation Week to all the teachers out there. I am very grateful for the teachers in my Shelton district. They have been wonderful during this time working with me and my children, and I'm sure all the other parents in the community. Their relationship with the parents, and I'm speaking for myself, has been wonderful. They communicate up to almost the minute. Anything we need, any concerns, any help that they can offer. I have 3 school-age children, one in elementary, one in middle, one in high. And the teachers, they do the Google Classroom, or they call, they text. It has been wonderful. I appreciate it. And speaking for the parent side of this community, I am very grateful. Thank you so much, because without them, as Judy described in the triangle earlier, it wouldn't totally work. So it has to complete the success of the triangle. Teacher communication is key, and I appreciate that, and I'm very, very happy to speak on that.
Thank you very much for those comments. Appreciate it. Mrs. Christine Brown.
Hi, Chris. Thank you very much. Just to echo Miss sentiments, the teachers have been wonderful. Sometimes in navigating various platforms in this new online learning, it can be overwhelming and tricky at times. Every time that I've reached out to one of my son, I'm a mother of an 8-year-old second grader. So every time I've reached out to any one of his teachers, they have gotten back to me very quickly with an email, a call. walking us through various platforms that we're using to learn on. And so I think the key is really just reaching out, utilizing that parent-teacher relationship now more than ever is really what's helped us get through this. And I feel confident that we're not just getting lessons completed, but it is actually retaining and learning this information. And I'm so grateful to partner with his teachers. So again, thank you very much. They've been amazing.
Thank you for those comments. Tammy?
Thank you. I want to also echo how important it is to rely on resources outside of your own family. As a parent, I rely on resources in my network, including our pupil personnel department and our director of personnel. They have been very valuable for helping me work through our situations because, like Dominic, I have a child with special needs. And not every day is the same. We have good days and we have bad days. And there's some mornings that we get up and we just say, we're going to start over because yesterday wasn't a good day. And there's some times during the day that we said, you know what, it's just enough today. We can't do anymore. So we really try, and it is a stressful time. You should also try to have your student or your child find someone in school that they can talk to. If they're feeling stressed, who can they reach out to? Is it a teacher? Is it a principal? My son has a fantastic relationship with his guidance counselor, and they do regular check-ins to see how the stress level is and how he's able to cope with everything. The last resource that I want to mention is CPAC. Connecticut Parent Advocacy Center has been phenomenal with our district. They've actually helped us set up calls that are dual capacity with teachers and parents in the evening. And the parents can actually speak amongst each other. What's working for you? What are the difficulties for you? Administrators can chime in saying, how can we make it better? What are we doing that you want to see more of? So again, partnerships, like Judy said, are very, very important. And if it doesn't work one day, there's always tomorrow. We're all in it together and we'll get through it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think another important message that all of you have been echoing about the need for us to be gentle with ourselves and with everyone that we're interacting with through this situation. And now I'd like to introduce Gladys Lavis. She is our director. She is the State Department of Education's Director of Language and Equity, and she has some important insights to offer. Thank you for being here today.
Hello, I'm Gladys, and I am a grandmother and a K-12 bilingual educator. I echo the feelings of all my colleagues that we need to stand together and we need to be supportive of each other. And also, these are very trying times, and we're navigating through uncharted waters, and we are all experiencing a certain level of stress, but we want to stay together and help each other. At this time, through all these classes and online methods that we have with teaching, they could be very, very stressful. And sometimes we just need some time out, and our children need that, and we could do that together. And I know I have a friend that was able, and she was telling me how stressful it was working and teaching. And but then she said to me that she needed some time out, and they would read a book, a book that the children enjoy, and they would take a time out and sit by one of the chairs in the living room, and she would read, and they would relax, and she would relax. And I did a video of this book that she was reading regarding children with a little pet, and the children just loved it, and they were reacting to the pictures. And it's something that we sometimes need to do to get away from the technology a little and just go and just sit and interact with a book. And this is what she has done. And I hope, and I love to share that with you. and enjoy it, and good luck. Thank you.
Okay, the third of our 3 R's is reassurance. We're going to begin with the Connecticut Teacher of the Year, Megan Geary, to talk a little bit about her perspective on what the meaning of reassurance in these difficult times.
Hi, thank you so much, Chris. You know, parents, including the parents on this panel, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for all that you have been doing during these difficult days. And I also want to remind you that everything you're doing matters, big, small, whether you think it's right or wrong. It absolutely matters, and it's really important. We know as your teachers that it is unbelievably challenging, and that those challenges are varied and different depending on what your child's age is, what their needs are. But please know that now is not the time to give up. And, you know, it's okay if things haven't been seamless or perfect up until now, because it is absolutely okay to start again. We, the teachers and educators throughout the state, are so grateful to you for your partnership, your commitment, and your support. And we want to work with you to help your children and our students. I would echo the sentiments of everybody who's already spoken about the vital importance of reaching out to your teachers, because there is no one-size-fits-all solution to managing distance learning. And no matter what your situation looks like, everything you're doing to keep your child learning and engaged and feeling loved is important. And sometimes that means taking a break from the computer. You know, it is okay to stop. It's okay to pause. It's okay to step back. It's okay if you can't complete every single activity or assignment. It's okay if you or your child or both of you need to regroup, reset, and return to something later. And it's really okay. In fact, it's encouraged for you to reach out to your child's teacher and tell them that you need help. No question is silly. No question is stupid. So please go ahead and ask questions, ask for support, whether it's from your teachers or other school partners like social workers and counselors. Share your struggles. Let your teachers know if there's something that your child just can't get done. Teachers right now, they always want what's best for their students. And right now we know that that might look very different than it does in a traditional classroom, but teachers will be flexible, they will be supportive, and they will work with you to creatively solve those problems. We want to do everything that we can to make distance learning work and to be successful for our kids. And we know that that looks different depending on the household, but we are here for you. So keep on keeping on, parents. We are so grateful for everything you're doing, and so are your children.
Thank you, Megan. And another point of view from a very successful teacher, Corey Mott of Groton.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm a kindergarten teacher, and Megan has already shared some really important points that all teachers want parents to know. As a kindergarten teacher, we, especially for the younger grades, want parents to know that whatever you're doing is great. Whatever your child is doing is great. We have students completing activities on Chromebooks, desktops, laptops, tablets, and their work is not going to be perfect. It's not going to look great, and that is fine. Here's a couple of pictures of work that my students did, that it's great. Just like in the classroom, learning is messy, and we learn from that messiness. All each of us can do is our best. Even us teachers, we're making mistakes. We're learning this as we go along, just like you are, just like your kids are. We also want to remind parents, just like everyone else is saying, we're all in this together. You are not alone. Parents and teachers alike are feeling the stress, but we're all in the same boat. We will all work through this together. And most importantly, your health, your child's health, and your family's health always comes first. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. And last, but certainly not least, proud educator and proud grandma, Kim Traverso.
Hi, everyone. And I just want to say thank you to the panel. I think everyone is absolutely on point in regards to this time. And I just want to say to the families out there, I just want you to know you're amazing. This has been a difficult, daunting task, and we are navigating through this unpredictable time. And I have to say that I feel like we're doing a pretty darn good job. And, you know, talking to my colleagues, my family members, friends, One thing that I can say that are some positive takeaways is that one is our self-awareness. And I don't know about you, but I feel like we are recognizing more and more the emotional undertones of this time, our thoughts. But I think also we realize what our strengths and weaknesses are, and also our resilience through this. Trying to manage emotions through this maze has been a complicated affair. And one thing for sure is that we don't have all the answers, and you don't need to have all the answers. So it's okay to take a step back, as Megan said, and to pause, to actually just breathe and be reflective and say, you know, I'm going to do the best that I can today. Today is a new day. And the other thing that I have to say is it's not taking it day by day, it's taking it moment by moment. And just being, making sure that you are taking care of you. And one of those things that I'm just so very happy that everyone mentioned throughout is actually utilizing the social support services department. So using your school counselors, your social workers, and your school psychologists in your school is imperative. They are a partner as well. And they have the skill sets to help you and also your child, especially when it comes to self-regulation, because when we're not sure of what's happening around us, we sometimes get a little stressed, right? So when we get that stress, we need to learn how to self-regulate, and your support staff in your schools can certainly help you with that. With that being said, as a parent, if you're feeling overwhelmed, and you're feeling that this is extremely stressful for you and you need to talk to someone else, you can call 211, which is available 24/7, but you also can call what we call our family resource centers in our neighborhoods, and they also can supply you with supports. I do like the fact that Tammy talked about CPAC, which is also an incredible organization that can help you. And it's actually run by parents, so they get it. So I just really want to take this moment to say, you know what, I'm sending you positivity, I'm sending you strength and hope. But more importantly, as our commissioner has always said, we got this. Thanks.
Thank you for those wise words, Kim. So finally, thank you all for participating. I hope this was useful to you, the viewers. You'll see an email on the screen that you can send questions to. If any viewers have any questions, send them to me and I will get them to the right individual that's been part of this panel if you need any further information from them. So again, there's also a list of resources that you can see on the screen that you can access to pursue this whole issue of how to guide your children to learn from home without too much stress. With that said, be gentle with yourselves, be gentle with everyone. These are difficult times, but as everyone has said, we're going to get through this. We're a brave group of people. We love our children. We're going to make this work for them. So thank you once again for being involved in this, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you all.